How are you?
Thank you. Good.
Good.
Good to see you.
Okay, well, number one, thank you for coming on. I know you bought a property in your personal name, an investment, negative gearing. The one I want to talk about today is the one that you purchased through your self-managed super fund. And I just want to also bring to the attention that you are actually a referral client from one of my previous clients as well. So, which is, just so you know, my business was 98% referral business last year. So I will be asking at the end some questions about how you found the experience, etc. But I think what our viewers want to actually see today is how well your self-managed super fund actually did. And as you know, I just bought literally around the corner. So we're both pretty excited at these results. So I'm very big with my clients that, you know, I'm a very strong investor. And I think it's important that you want to be talking to somebody that basically does it, doesn't just say it as well. Okay. Now, with self-managed super funds, what's very important for clients to know is you can't do what's called a two-part contract. You can only do a one-part contract. And what you did here was you actually bought a product, one part, where the developer was actually building it. So on here, we've actually got the purchase date that you put your $1,000 down was the 1st of the 9th, 2021. And then you obviously put 10% down. It is a duplex that you purchased. And the settlement date was 28th of the 10th, 2022. Now, I think everybody knows those dates very well because we went through COVID and all this. So I think that's amazing that we did what we did in the time period as well. I think that was pretty good. Yeah. And with that, I'm not owned by any builder or developer. I choose them. So, you know, we did very well basically with this builder. Now, the price point on each unit was $509, purchase price $500, so either side. So that was just over $1 million that we purchased that. Today's value, 1.5 million. We did well, okay?
Very
50 either side.
Well done, Jacqui.
Thank you.
Thank you.
My pleasure. My pleasure. This here, the original loan to value ratio, so the purchase price to the loan was sitting at 60%. And I'll just bring up one of the actual mud maps so we can actually see. So pretty much there's the date. The loan to value ratio was 60%. The loan was 305,700. And today, that actual property, like we said, is worth 750. So what that means is you've actually been able to now decrease the loan to value ratio from 60% to 41%. Now, I actually gave you a little phone call a few days ago because I was excited and I wanted to give you the news. Because I want you to basically approach our investment brokers to say of this difference in loan to value ratio, because you can actually basically negotiate your interest rate and bring that down, which is awesome. Okay. Yeah. So overall, that property has made 47.5% in capital growth, nearly 48% over, you know, pretty much. Well, I'm talking from the time we put it down to now, which let's just call it 2.5 years. Okay. Pretty incredible. And,
that's
you know, the rent received from it, we were just both comparing the dates, which, you know, we can increase the rent, but they're actually receiving $650. So you bought for $509,500 and you're getting $650 a week on both sides of duplexes. Yep. So what that does, that gives us what we call a yield of 6.6%, which is pretty amazing. All right. Now, the other thing that I think, so you've made a profit, basically 509 minus 750, so it's 241 you've made on each duplex. That's a total of 482,000 you've made. Not bad.
Very good.
Yep. Very
okay. Good. So what you could do if you wanted to is you could, because one of the things Jeanette's always said to me, hey, Jax, you know, I might be retiring soon, or I might be doing this, you know, and what wealth creation does, it gives you choices, okay? So what you could do with this model is you could sell one of those duplexes, okay, and pay that debt down. Now, I was just using the original value of the loan at 305,700, and I'm sure you've paid some of that down, but you could basically sell one of the duplexes and be positively geared on that property, which is enjoying a rent of 33,800. Okay, so because that was one of the things you always said to me, Jeanette, like, if you did want to retire, and I always, listen to what you're going to say. So I'm mindful of that. So I want to bring that in this testimonial. However, you know what I'm like. I would prefer you hold on to it and enjoy the compound capital growth. All right, if you can. But at any time, it's your choice. You can sell it. Now, remember the ruling for it. You sell it after you retire, and that property is capital gains free. If you do decide to sell it before you retire, you pay 10% of the gain. All right, okay? But you've got a choice now, which is so great result overall. And the reason why I really wanted to bring you online was I'm excited because I did exactly the same. I'm literally around the corner, and every time I go and see mine, I go and have a nosy. Even when I did handover, I was jumping through your house. I was super excited. And it's in the Glass Mountains. It's in one of the most beautiful places. It's great.
It's amazing.
Yeah. Did you get a chance to go and visit it when you went?
I have.
Yep.
Yeah.
Jeff
Okay.
saying that.
All right.
Like literally, you see the glasshouse mountain straight out of the back door of the unit. Like it's amazing.
It is incredible, isn't it? Yeah, it's amazing.
Yeah.
And I did do the walk with my children up the Glass Mountains. It's amazing, and it's in a great location. So that's who I am. I'm going to put you in an area where we've got the capital growth. Rent is second. And this is definitely evidence of how that's basically worked for you. So with that, I would like to ask you now, would you recommend UYFF to other clients? And what I really want to ask you now is, how long have you wanted to start your wealth creation journey? Like, I know you bought outside and you came through the referral, so we have got a relationship there. Like, how long was that on your mind for obviously making that move?
Well, for us, it was a long time. And we'd actually approached other people and they had told us that we weren't ready to do something. So we were on the mission for a long time, really. So, when we got the referral, and things started moving forward with you guys, we were very happy to do it because we wanted to do it. Getting into property is something that I've always wanted to do, and so has Jeanette.
Yeah. So
Was that
speaking to someone at work,
what was that? Sorry.
I was just going to say, by speaking to someone at work who is your client, and I was like, well, if you can do it, I can do it. And that's what prompted us to go, well, hang on, we need to get onto this.
Yeah.
And we're so glad we did.
What was the main reason that you decided? I know, and that's very powerful when you've got somebody else that's already experienced the process, done, and actually got the outcome. But what was the main reason after talking to me that you decided to engage with Unlock Your Financial Future?
I guess for us, it's making our money work for us so that we are approaching retirement, and we needed to move on it when we did, because otherwise we would face a life where we were working much longer than what we're going to be doing now.
And also actually making the decision to do it was how simple you guys set everything out. It's very easy to understand the like the mud maps that you put up in front of us on the computer, and even just talking like this on the computer. Remember all the Zoom calls we made at the time and all that sort of stuff. Like, it just makes it easy, Jacqui. So like, we did it from our home during COVID. Like, you made it easy.
And you walked us through everything, and you're really patient with us, especially with me, who I don't really have a head for all this. And when we had questions, you always got back to us. You didn't leave us hanging. And I don't think if we didn't have our experience with you, we probably wouldn't have never, ever done it. And from the first meeting we had with you, we felt comfortable. You explained everything, which helped us along the way, and we were confident. And we did it through a period that the world's never experienced with the pandemic, and yet still felt confident because we approached you. You answered all our questions. All the people that you've worked with were just as patient with us.
Yeah. So it was just I don't know. There was a solid confidence with what you offered and what you actually gave us, so that we felt like we could go ahead with it.
Yeah. And I picked up a few things there. Obviously, the past experience, it sounds like you've wanted to do it, but no one's really guided you and explained and had the patience and the experience. So, I'm honoured to basically that you didn't give up on hope, and you did talk to my clients, and it's been a good experience for you. I also want to congratulate you, because what we're talking about too, and we've never spoken about this before, but you just, Jeanette, you just prompted me on something, and people need to know this. People were all scared at that time, and yet you were correctly moving through that process. And actually, look what you created in that time, in that period of time, when everybody else, I've got to tell you, a lot of people were just like, no, we'll wait and see what happens. You still forged forward and actually did it. And look at your result, nearly 48% capital growth in that time.
Yeah, it was hard because we never met you face to face. We did everything over online.
Yeah.
But having the confidence of being referred to you, that gave us a safety net, I guess, of having someone that's experienced working with you, not just once, but twice. I know that they've done it twice as well. That gave us the confidence because we approached you.
Absolutely. And you've referred another client to me, which is awesome. So the journey just keeps on going on. And just in relation to people that are worried about doing an online appointment, for me, it's actually more engaging than anything, but even face to face, I find it. But I think it's showing up. And, when you've got a question, it's being there to answer the question. It doesn't matter whether you do it on Zoom or you're face to face. I always, obviously I take Sundays off, but I'm always there and available whenever you need it and you've got any questions. And no question is a silly question. Self-managed super fund, and that's why I've done this one specifically on it. You really need to have all your business partners working together, and that, I'm actually qualified as a financial planner, finance and property, but I only wear one of those licenses. And then because I want you to have that independent advice. So you've got Phil, who is the financial planner, you've got our investment brokers and the accountant. So even now we're still looking after you, even though the property's settled and it's rented and we've got the property management, you've got that whole team. So tell me about that, how that basically helped you through the process. And even now, after basically the property is settled, how is all that? Is it following through like I said it would? Do you feel supported?
Definitely. If we have a question, I've done stuff with the guys that do our accounting through personal stuff like running an ABN and things like that. They get back to you straight away. Anything that you have brought up and flicked an email off straight away, we get a reply straight away to that email. Very prompt, very efficient service, and all the people we've dealt with have just been really friendly, really easygoing people. Like, it's just
and patient.
It's just a good experience.
So I find the Zoom and even just emailing you guys and all the people that you work with, all the different companies, the accessibility is greater than face to face.
Do you know why? Because we've got the time. We're in the office. We're not traveling around. And that's what we do. Everybody stays in their own lane. Like the finance broker, like you and I discussing interest rates the other day. I introduced you straight away. They jumped on it. They're looking at your rates. We just talked about the tax variation for your one in your personal name. It's basically and everything, if you can keep it to email, and then everything's traceable, and we basically unlock your financial future. We project managers, you can't get away with anything, you two. I'm watching you every second of the day. And I project manage the whole thing. So you can come to me and I've got the dates, I've got the handover, I've got the depreciation, your ownership, everything. So I'm always here, they're always here, and any question you've got, like we were just talking about, if there was any change of employment or if there was any inheritance or you to sell down a property, you just come to us, and then you've got the accountant, the financial planner, the finance, me, property. We're a full buyers advocate Australia wide. So, and hopefully when your kids are ready, I'll be really, really, really looking forward to helping and supporting them and teaching them how to do it. Yeah, we'll get them flying.
Yeah, definitely.
We will 100% recommend you. And as you know, I've already recommended someone, and
we already do. Yeah,
I know that they had a meeting with you the other day, and hopefully there's a couple more on the way.
Okay, that's awesome. And it not only was I wanting to say how courageous you were, it makes my day to have beautiful clients like you that also take the time to do the testimonial. Obviously, we've got a great result, but it it just feels, it makes me very happy that basically we're helping and serving you, because that's the whole idea, that my job is to help you create wealth, for your retirement. So, and
Oh, I couldn't tell you,
understand.
Jacqui, how happy we are when we start talking about retirement with what we've done there in the Glasshouse Mountains. It makes our retirement now like so much better than what it would have ever been if we didn't do anything. So yeah, like even now when you're working and you're just like slogging it out, going, yeah, this is going to be pretty ordinary. In the back of our mind, we just go, hey, what about our self-managed super fund? And you just start laughing. You're just like, this is awesome.
How
So
good's
yeah,
that? That's awesome. That's awesome.
We
Very
can't
cool.
we can't express how thankful we are and how supportive you and all the other teams have been through this whole process. And it's not like we did it and we haven't heard from anyone. The report goes on. It's timely. It's never overbearing. It was like Jacqui rang the other day. Oh, Jackie's ringing us. So it was like we hadn't heard from you for a while, and yet we don't feel like we're a problem or anything like that. That we know that we can ring any of you or email any of you at any time, and it's like whatever we ask is no problem, no matter how silly the question may be. It's like it's not a problem for you guys. So it's been fantastic, and you have been fantastic guiding us through everything. And your knowledge of the real estate is amazing, because we would have never had that. If we tried to do something ourselves, I'd hate to think anyway. But your knowledge is amazing with real estate, and I can't tell people enough about what you've done for us and our super funds.
That's powerful, because as you can imagine, sometimes people they need to know that, because everyone's got their own expertise, and it's one I'm very passionate about. And for me to give you that phone call that day to say, hey guys, do you actually realize what your property is worth? We need to get this interest rate. That was the very first thing on my mind. Like, your loan to value ratios change. Get in touch with the bank, get the interest rate down. I get excited for you, and and to hear that, thank you, because people do need to know that I am very experienced in what I do. And some people, they try and do everything themselves and they don't get those results. They really have to understand, you can't be everything, and let us help you,
Yeah, and that's so true, because if you hadn't contacted us, we wouldn't know. So it's the follow through. It's not just the initial setting up. It's the support you've given us. And I know that you'll continue to give us. I think this is probably a lifelong business relationship with you. But the continual support you give us, like that phone call the other day, it was like we weren't expecting it, but it was fantastic. And it was like, we're got off the phone and we're going, Jacqui's amazing. Like, she's thinking of us. And how many clients must you have that you think of? So yeah, it's amazing what you do with your follow through of supporting your clients.
But I am. And I sent an email straight away. I followed up, and Megan and then think Beck got in touch with you and got the interest rate, because you are for me, it's not just a client property, move on to the next one. It's about a relationship, and we want to be here to help and support you. And that's action. That's follow through, saying what you're going to do. But that, you've made me so happy, because one of the things I'm holding on to here is, when you have a hard day in work and you're like slogging away and you're like, oh my God, we're doing it. We're on the right path, it gives you the choice, doesn't it? Look what you've just got now. You've just got under 500,000, And like I said, with the design of this property, you could, if you wanted to, it's going to give you a choice. If anything does change, you could sell one and then you got 33,000. See, I know your numbers and everything. You could actually live off. Yeah. Right? You could do transition.
And that's something else you do really well, Jacqui, is like, I can ring you up and talk to you about something and you're just like, hang on, I'll pull up your file. And I'll be like, oh, it's about this and about that. And, you go, I'll tell you exactly what it is, Jeff. And so you've got all the facts and figures stored in a place where you can just put your finger on it straight away. And there's no long drawn out process. It's just like, hey, this is what's going on, this is how we're going to do it, and it works, and it's awesome.
Yeah, absolutely. And we use the CRM, and we are always like, it's very important that we're all on the same page, like the broker and the accountant, and we all know what's happening in your life, so we can, help you on that journey.
Yeah.
Well, guys, thank you very much. Thank you for your time. I really want to thank you because someone who's looking at doing this, hopefully this testimonial can give them faith, hope, and trust, that they're in good hands.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. And thank you, Jacqui.
Yeah. Thank you. All right, guys. See you.